as part of my daily handicapping, I probably read at least 20 to 30 papers online because being a former reporter, being a guy who spent 8 years covering teams on the field, in the locker rooms, etc., I realized the value of having that up close look at the teams that you're personally invested on. Well, obviously, as a handicapper, I can't do that, but that's what I use beat writers for, because those are my eyes and ears. Those guys are following the teams every day. Those guys are following them in practice, following them at games. They're around the team. So by going to various sites, which I do, as I said, I read at least 25 to 30 a day, I always get my handicapping information, and that really has always shaped the way that I handicap games. But it also leads to some amusing stories as well. In fact, one of them today, I'm looking at the Philadelphia newspaper site. You know, the 76ers finally won a game the other night against Minnesota, and the headline was certainly creative. Will success spoil the 76ers? Obviously, somebody in the layout department of the Philadelphia newspapers has a different definition of success than probably you or I, because right now success in Philadelphia means after opening the season 0-17, you win a game against anybody. That is now deemed to be successful. Hi guys, Alden Marco here, and this is going to be your Friday video report. I, of course, am general manager of the world's largest online sports gambling website in the world, and that is VegasSportsAdvisors.com. And when I say sports gambling, I'm talking about handicapping. Handicapping, the greatest group of handicappers in the business all assembled at that site. And I know because I picked them. These are guys that I feel have given you the best opportunity in the 12 years since I've been running these sites to win on a consistent basis. And that's really the key, because nobody wins every single day. Anybody that claims to win every single day in this business, oh my God, they're frauds. They're charlatans, they're con men, and that's the reality, guys. Don't ever think anybody wins every single day. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but the key is winning consistently over the long haul. The other key, I got to be honest with you too, guys, is listen, you can never get too high and you can never get too low. And that's why I always say I never celebrate the wins, nor do I lament the losses, because people that do get too high or get too low, ultimately, they lose focus. They often miss the next money-making opportunity that's sitting right there in front of them. So, guys, let's talk about your complimentary plays now for Friday. We've got a couple of college football games. First of all, the Mid-American Conference title game going tonight. It's Northern Illinois and Bowling Green. How many Mid-American Conference games did I have this year among my bets? I don't like the MAC, okay? So take this with a grain of salt. What I can tell you is that in the Mid-American Conference title game, the underdog has covered 6 in a row. Now, that naturally would lead you to believe that Bowling Green, the 6.5 to 7 point underdog, would be the choice here. And if I also threw in the fact that Northern Illinois last year in the Mid-American Conference title game had won 25 straight MAC games coming into it, had been 12-0 and was looking for another big payoff in terms of a bowl seeding. And what happened? Northern Illinois, the 3.5 to 4 point favorite, absolutely got demolished by this very same Bowling Green team. Because last year, Bowling Green rolled 47-27. That game wasn't even as close as the final score because it was 31-13 at halftime. So again, that would lead you to believe that Bowling Green is going to be the play. And if I also throw in the fact that Northern Illinois has failed to cover in 6 straight conference title outings, well, that's like the Holy Trinity. That's the trifecta for you, right? To be on Bowling Green. But here's the problem I have with Bowling Green. How the hell do you lose to Ball State in your regular season finale? I mean, this is a Ball State team that lost to UMass a couple weeks earlier. This is a team, Ball State, that was down 21-7. And then they outscored Bowling Green 34-3 in the final 3 quarters to hand the Bowling Green side a second straight loss. I'm sorry, guys. That bothers me here. With revenge on their minds, I think I got to go with Northern Illinois. The other thing that I like Northern Illinois is their defense. Listen, the key to tonight's game is going to be who can stop each side in terms of the run. Who is best suited to stop the run? I think Northern Illinois is the better run-stopping team. Statistically, they give up an average of 4.1 yards per carry to opposing backs. Bowling Green, 4.9 yards per carry. The past 2 weeks, though, it's almost 5.5 yards per carry. The other thing is Bowling Green is giving up 33 points a game. That is 9 more points a game than Northern Illinois is giving up so far this season on average. Plus, the MAC West, much stronger than the Mid-American Conference Eastern Conference side. Listen, the MAC West, 15-3 versus the East this year. Bowling Green, 0-3 versus the West. Common foes, Northern Illinois, 5-0 sweep this season. Bowling Green 2-3 straight up, 1-4 against the spread. That's why I'm willing to lay the points with Northern Illinois. Now, your other game is very difficult. I got to be honest with you. Oregon, a 14.5-point favorite in a game that's being played at the San Francisco 49ers new stadium, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. 14.5-point favorite over Arizona. Hey, if this was at home and Oregon's in revenge, I'm on the Ducks. But in this spot, man, it's so hard to not take Arizona. I mean, listen, Arizona has knocked off Oregon each of the past 2 years. When Oregon hosted them in that Thursday night game earlier this season, laying about 23.5 points, you saw what Arizona did. I mean, Oregon couldn't get off the field defensively because Arizona kept moving the chains. They had 29 first downs in that game, and they ran the ball for the second straight year. And the second straight upset of the Ducks, they ran the ball so darn effectively. Now, did the Ducks close with 7 straight wins after losing Arizona? Did they go 6-0-1 or 7-0 against the spread, depending on one of your prices in those contests in that stretch following the loss? Yes, they did. But, there's always a but when it comes to gambling. Listen, Oregon had some offensive line problems in that first go-round, and Marcus Mariota just simply didn't have any protection, and the ground game wasn't opening up any holes. But this Arizona team is even more confident after knocking off Arizona State in its Territorial Cup battle this past Friday and Tucson. This game is not in Eugene. This game is being played again in Santa Clara. Oregon already played there once. It was during the World Series. They took on California. It was a barn burner. I mean, they won 59-41, laying 17.5 to 18 points, but that game was nip and tuck until the fourth quarter. I worry about this Oregon defense. I know Oregon's going to put points on the board, but again, if you had to play it, I think you have to go with the 14.5 points and grab them with Arizona. College basketball tonight. I'm willing to lay the 12 points with Kentucky at home against Texas. Now, you're probably going to see a very low-scoring defensive battle here because who's number 1 in the nation in terms of defensive field goal percentage? It is Kentucky, holding its foes to 27.9% shooting from the field. Who is number 2? In case you happen to be on Jeopardy tomorrow, the answer is Louisville at number 2, 30.3%, and then Texas, number 3 at 30.8%. Both teams are undefeated. Both teams, of course, nationally ranked. I like the way, though, Kentucky's played this season, although the Wildcats are coming off a very sluggish offensive performance against Providence the other night, 58-38. They had scored at least 71 points in each of their first games this season. They had scored 4 times over 85 points to open the season. I think they rebound tonight, even though I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think Kentucky rebounds offensively and plays a much more crisp game here tonight against Texas. Now, the Longhorns do have the big beef up front. I mean, they've got Jonathan Holmes, who's 6'8". They've got Cameron Ridley, who's 6'9". They've got Miles Turner, who's 6'11". That trio combines to average 32 points and almost 20 rebounds a game. So they've got the size, Texas does, to combat Kentucky's size along the front. What they do not have, however, is Kentucky's depth, as Calipari has that 2-platoon system that's worked so effectively this season. And also something that's going to hurt Texas tonight, I think, in Rupp Arena is the fact that their starting point guard, Isaiah Taylor, who was averaging 15 points and 4 assists a game, broke his wrist about a week ago. So he's out. Difficult spot for the Texas Longhorns. So I'm going to lay the big wood and go with Kentucky as your final free selection for this Friday card. Remember, guys, if you go over to VegasSportsAdvisors.com, you can catch my daily video report each and every day, plus those of Brandon Lang, who, of course, had a movie about his life as a professional handicapper made a few years ago, 2 for the Money, starring Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino. Not bad. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey playing you in the movie. Yeah. People remember that. And Trace Adams has his daily video report as well. And remember, you can get all of our best bets and the best bets of all 10 of the handicappers over there. Over a $1,000 value, absolutely free on a 1-day trial basis. All you've got to do is go check out the 1-day free trial of the All Access Pass. There's no strings attached, guys. There's no salesman. It's 100% online business. I don't want your phone number. I don't want anything to know about you. Go, do it yourself. Get the plays, see if you like them, see if the handicappers can make you some money for free. If you don't want to do it today, do it Saturday. Don't want to do it Saturday, do it Sunday. The choice is yours. The only way you lose is if you don't take advantage of this absolutely free offer. So until Saturday morning, when we're back with lots of college football, the last really big Saturday college football of the year, of the season. I mean, doesn't it only seem like yesterday it was the end of August and we were just kicking off the season? But anyway, guys, best of luck today, and I'll catch you again on Saturday.